Hi everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Liv and I bring out brand new videos every Wednesday and Sunday all about self-development and business. So if that's something that you're interested in, please consider subscribing. So today's video is going to be all about the essentials that you may need in terms of starting your own online business. So say for example, you're sitting there thinking that you want to start your online business and you're not too sure about what you should get, or you have started your online business and you're thinking about how to kind of invest in it a bit more. I'm just going to do a quick run through about all of the things that I purchased in order to start my online business and kind of things that I've added to it along the way. So if you're interested to see what they are, then keep watching. Just a quick disclaimer, I understand that some of the products that I do mention in this video are quite pricey. Not necessarily saying that you need to get that exact product. You can obviously find cheaper alternatives, but these are just ones that I've purchased and I found that they work very well for me and I've had no problems with them. So the first product that I bought was my laptop, and I got the MacBook Pro, the 13-inch version. So I wanted to get a Mac as I use a Dell laptop for my full-time job, so I wanted to kind of distinguish between the work and get into different kind of work mindsets, if that makes sense. My laptop is what I use to design my products, it's what I use to design my website and update my website. It's also what I do all of my email campaigns on, and it's also good for kind of content calendars for your social media accounts as well, and it's also what I use to answer my customer emails. You don't necessarily have to spend a lot of money on a laptop. If you already have one, then that's great, but I didn't, and I wanted something different than my work laptop and a Windows kind of laptop, so that's why I went with Apple. So the next thing, which is quite self-explanatory, is my iPhone. So I use the iPhone 11 Pro Max, I believe. Yeah, the 11 Pro Max, and yeah, quite self-explanatory, so I'm not going to go into too much detail on this. A lot of people do actually run their online businesses just through their phone, which is absolutely brilliant, but I use mine mainly just for the kind of social media aspect of things. So the next thing that I bought for my online business is the Dymo label writer 4XL. For those of you wondering the exact one that I got, as I know that they do sell a few different ones, but I got this one and it prints out my Royal Mail shipping labels absolutely brilliantly, and it also runs off of thermal, so it doesn't take any ink. So all you have to do is just purchase the label maker and the labels. So the next thing that is great to have if you do have an online store is having a printer. So I have the Canon Pixma printer, and I don't necessarily use this all of the time. So I don't print out my customers' orders and put it into the packaging. I just use it if there's anything that I need to print off and sign, or because I do stationery and kind of planners and stuff, I use that to print off kind of like drafts of my products, so I can actually see how they'll be printed out on paper. But as I said, I don't print out my customers' orders on there, although a lot of other businesses do, but I personally don't, because mine gets sent a confirmation email once they purchase. So the next thing that I'm going to talk about is my camera. So I have the Canon G7X Mark II, and it is absolutely great. So if you're thinking about kind of stepping up your photography in terms of your products, then I would definitely say invest in a good camera. So it's the exact same one that I am using to film all of my YouTube videos on, so I can't necessarily show you, but it's great. So I got the vlogging kind of bundle, which comes with an SD card and a tripod as well. So the next thing kind of goes hand in hand with a camera, and that is to invest in a ring light. So this is really great because you don't necessarily have to rely on natural light to take your product photos, and most of them come with a tall tripod which you can either attach your phone to or you can screw your camera onto. Especially if you're using TikTok or Instagram Reels to market your products, this just makes it a whole lot easier. So the next thing is all about shipping. So this could be jiffy bags, boxes, whatever. So I personally use padded jiffy bags, and these come with some bubble wrap padding in them, but there's not a lot, so I did actually go and buy some bubble wrap as well, just to kind of bulk out the jiffy bags that little bit more, just because I didn't want them getting all like squished in the post and stuff, and I don't want my products to arrive to my customers in kind of like bad form, so I always like to like put a bit of extra protection around them just so they don't get squished in transit. So the next thing that I bought or found in the kitchen cupboard was some scales. So when you're sending your products, obviously this goes by kind of where they're going, and then also the kind of size and the weight of the parcel as well. So I got some scales. I'm going to invest in some bigger ones just because these are kitchen scales. I want some actual like parcel scales because it would just make it home a whole lot easier. I end up having to kind of balance in the package on there because it is so tiny, and if you compare that to that, it's so yeah. I also have a tape measure to measure products and parcels as well, which kind of goes hand in hand with this. What I also do to kind of be more efficient is to have a post-it note on my desk which shows the weight of the parcels. For example, it could be just the 2021 Girl Boss calendar, or it could be the weekly desk planner, or it could be both. So the weight of the parcels, once they're fully packaged and everything, I have a post-it note just so I don't have to weigh them out every single time. So the next thing that I got were thank you cards. So these I got off of Vistaprint, and they were quite cheap to be honest, and they're just good because it kind of adds that kind of personal touch to your packaging, which is absolutely great. So I just designed these myself, and then I had them professionally printed out. What you can do if you are just kind of not getting continuous and consistent orders, you could, if you're looking to save money, you could just write them out yourself. But personally, I wanted to get mine professionally printed just because I don't like my handwriting, and knowing me, I would just be shaking while I'm writing out thank you cards myself. So yeah, I just got mine professionally printed from Vistaprint. So the next thing that I got were my labels, and these are just labels with my logo on, and I also got these from Vistaprint. But once I ordered them and they came, I actually realised that I can do this myself, so I can actually print them with my Dymo. So once you get the labels that are this kind of size, you can print off labels with your logo on if that's what you wanted to add onto your packaging, or you could also print out little thank you ones, or you could also do like fragile or do not bend. That's definitely what I'm going to be doing in future. I'm just going to be doing them all myself just to kind of cut back on costs, because when you are a small business and you're not kind of getting consistent sales, especially at the start, it is good to kind of see where your money is going and how you can cut back on things to kind of maximize profit. And it also makes it cheaper for your customers as well, because you have to factor in everything that goes into your packaging when you're actually defining the cost of certain products. So yeah, definitely if you can invest in a label maker, definitely do that, because there's just loads of uses for them. So definitely I will not be purchasing from Vistaprint again for these. I will do with my thank you cards, but not with these because I can do these all myself. So the next one is going to be having a platform to sell your products on. So I personally use Wix and it has worked really well for me, but you can also use Shopify, Etsy or Squarespace. If you are an online business, I personally would stay away from anything kind of, if you are selling through Facebook and Instagram, I would stay away from like DM to purchase or things like that. Obviously people can DM you with any questions that they have, but by doing this it kind of creates extra steps for your customers to actually purchase your products. Being an online business, you kind of want to reduce the number of steps it takes from a customer being interested in your product to a customer buying your products, and you're more likely to get sales if you do have a established and a professional website. The next thing you're going to want to have is a domain name and a email address. You usually get a bundle with this. So for example, I got mine through GoDaddy, and if you're kind of unsure about what a domain is, bear with me, I don't really know the technical kind of words to use for this, but it's basically something that you own. So for example, I own the domain olsplanners.co.uk. If you type in olsplanners.co.uk, it will take you straight to mine. Like, no one can kind of steal that and steal my customers, if that makes sense. So when starting an online business, you want to stay away from email addresses that are like, for example, olsplanners@gmail.com, because it's just not professional. So what you can do is with your domain, so I own the domain olsplanners.co.uk, so my email address is info@olsplanners.co.uk. By doing this, it's just so much more professional and customers end up trusting you more. And then the final one is all of your social media accounts. So this could be Instagram, TikTok, Facebook and Pinterest. So being an online business, you want to make sure that you are keeping up to date and active on all of your social media platforms, as this is where all of your customers are going to come from, or most of them anyway. I will be actually making a video on how to grow your TikTok account for your small business, or whether you just want to kind of grow your personal TikTok account. I'm going to be doing that this month, so if that's something that you're interested in, then subscribe and you'll be notified when I post that one. So that is pretty much it for this video. I really hope that you enjoyed it, and I really hope you liked it. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up and please subscribe. Again, I'll be including all of the products that I mentioned down in the description box below. So again, thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope to see you again next time. Bye!